In the deep past, long before any life we would recognize, our planet was a very different place. The young Earth, a molten sphere still finding its form, was not alone in its journey around the Sun. A protoplanet, perhaps the size of Mars, was on a collision course. The impact was of unimaginable scale, a cataclysm that vaporized vast portions of both worlds. From this violent crucible, a great cloud of debris was thrown into orbit around our wounded planet. Over millennia, gravity began its patient work as particles collided, clumped, and grew. Slowly, a new sphere took shape, cooling and solidifying into the object we know so well. Born from chaos, our moon became a steady presence in the night sky. Its gravitational influence shapes our tides, stabilizes Earth's axial tilt, and underpins the rhythms of climate. This silent partnership has helped life emerge, evolve, and thrive for billions of years. It has guided cycles of night and day, inspired myth and science, and woven itself into our geology and biology. Now, imagine a profound change to this ancient, stable dance. Perhaps a passing body nudges the moon, and its orbit begins to decay. Imperceptibly at first, the moon spirals inward, closer each day. Only the most sensitive instruments would notice at the start. Weeks into months, the change becomes visible. Night by night, the moon swells, its craters and seas glaringly bright. Its light intensifies, bleaching the sky and sharpening shadows. For nocturnal creatures, these altered nights spell confusion and stress. But the most dramatic signs come from the sea. Tides amplify with distance so keenly. High tides surge into cities, overwhelm defenses, and reshape coastal life. As the moon draws nearer, the tidal bulge swells into a planet-girdling wave. Earth rotates beneath it. The inland flood advances at terrifying speed. Coastlines vanish, and cities are erased by sheer hydraulic force. Friction heats the oceans, spawning hurricanes that dwarf history. The crust flexes too. The ground rises meters, then sinks, over and over. Structures crack, crumble, and fail under relentless distortion. Stress releases along faults. Megaquakes roll across the world. Landmasses twist and fracture beneath the moon's titanic pull. The surface becomes a fluid, unstable medium in violent turmoil. Crustal strain does more than shake the ground. It awakens Earth's fiery heart. Fractures multiply. Dormant volcanoes roar back to life. New rifts unleash vast sheets of molten rock across the land. Ash and sulfur aerosols veil the globe, dimming the sun. Photosynthesis falters. Ecosystems crash at their base. Sulfuric acid rain scours soils and waters already under siege. Air grows hazardous. Scarcity becomes the sharper threat. Heat vents erupt on land and sea floor, further warming the oceans. A darkened, cooling surface. A crust and sea that boil from within. Closer still, the moon crosses the Roche limit, where Earth's tides overpower its own gravity. Cracks proliferate, the near side stretches and distorts. Great slabs of lunar rock tear away into chaotic orbits. Mass loss weakens the core, breakup accelerates. In days, perhaps hours, our single moon becomes a vast, glittering ring. Its luminous arc turns night into perpetual twilight. But orbits grind and decay. Fragments shatter and spiral inward. This is no monument. It is a reservoir destined to fall. The final act begins. Debris completes the journey home. Dust to gravel-sized fragments ignite a perpetual planet-wide meteor storm. Atmospheric heating strips light gases. The sky churns, incandescent. Dead forests and dry plains ignite into continent-spanning firestorms. Boulders to mountains strike with nuclear fury, blasting craters and shockwaves. Sea strikes boil oceans and hurl steam skyward. The largest chunks release energies beyond all human arsenals combined. Shockwaves traverse the globe, the crust shatters, and the world rings. For surface life, survival is nearly impossible in such bombardment. What would we strive to save, faced with a sky falling for generations, knowledge, art, or the fragile thread of life itself? In the aftermath, the atmosphere is almost unrecognizable. Volcanic aerosols, pulverized rock, and smoke block the sun for decades. Surface temperatures crash, ice advances across land and sea, energy blasts away air, the ozone shield is gone. As dust settles, CO2 and water vapor trap returning heat. Climate swings from bitter cold to sweltering heat, a hostile new equilibrium. The world is left exposed for millennia, vulnerable beneath a brutal sky. Could such a world ever heal? And if so, who or what would write its next chapter? Millennia on, Earth is scarred and utterly transformed. Gigantic basins, lava plains, and shattered crust define the map. Rotation and tilt shift, seasons and climates drift unpredictably. Yet in the deep, extremophiles endure, shielded by rock and water. As temperatures moderate over eons, hardy microbes reclaim niches. Evolution restarts its patient work, crafting unfamiliar life. One day, oceans may gleam and forests whisper again, changed, yet living. Destruction gives way to renewal. Life persists, adapts, and begins anew. This extreme thought experiment reveals our fragility and our place in the cosmos. Stability, seasons, tides, the firm ground, is a delicate cosmic balance. The moon is our partner, co-author of life's story on Earth. By simulating catastrophe, we refine models of formation, impact physics, and atmosphere. Elsewhere, every crater and broken moon records a violent past. Faced with slow unfolding peril, would we fracture or unite to endure? What do we preserve first, our knowledge, our art, or the living thread binding us? Curiosity builds telescopes and launches probes, tools of foresight and protection. By imagining the fall of our sky, we learn to guard our small, precious world.